Hi, it's Suzanne, the eBay coach, and in this video I'm going to give you my top 5 thrifting tips, what to buy for resale on eBay. Now, before you run out to a thrift store and start looking for all the items named in this video, let's take a minute to talk about some preparations. First of all, you want to learn to make the most of your time in a thrift store. So the more items you can look for at one time, the more efficiently your time is spent. There are sellers who only look for 2 or 3 things, they leave and go on to the next thrift store. But my method is to learn to work the store completely so that you're making the most of your time while you're there. I also focus on repeatability rather than very high profit items. I've been doing this over 10 years now, and the big, huge scores are really pretty rare. If you want to do eBay as a business, it's better to learn what you can buy over and over again that sells well, rather than being on the hunt for that 1 or 2 specific items that you know you can make a lot of money on. Take your time learning how to do this. Learn one department or section at a time to avoid being overwhelmed or frustrated. I know how it feels to walk into a thrift store filled with thousands of items and you have no idea where to look. So take your time and learn one area at a time and give yourself some time to learn this. Also, understand that nothing is guaranteed. You may buy things that you can't sell or that you thought were great scores and then they're not. That's okay. Have a backup plan for everything you buy. Things can be donated if they don't sell. You can mark them down to cost plus 20% to cover your fees and just get rid of it. You could give it as a gift to somebody. You could use it yourself. So it's not the end of the world if something does not sell. There's usually another use for the item somewhere else, and you do what you have to do and move on. The most important tool you can have doing this business is a mobile phone. So you need to learn how to look up completed listings on your mobile phone so that you can do that while you're shopping. I have a video on YouTube titled eBay Research Completed Listings, and you can go check out that video. The first half explains how to do this on a computer. The second half explains how to do it on a mobile phone. Now, if you don't have a mobile phone, that's okay. You can still do this. Just go to the thrift store and preview the items, shop, write down what you're finding, what you think is a good find, write it down, and go to a public computer near the thrift store, maybe at a library, or go home and look the items up. Now, the exact item may not be there when you return, but this is part of the learning process. So you can have more confidence when you're ready to buy things because you already know what they're going to sell for, or hopefully what they're going to sell for, before you buy them. Okay, one item on my top 5 list is sweaters. These will sell year-round, especially if you're shipping internationally. They come in many different fabrics, styles, colors for men, women, and children, so a huge variety. They're really easy to ship. You can just put them in a poly mailer or a Tyvek priority mailer. You don't have to bubble wrap them. They're not breakable. They don't even need a box. So they're very fast to ship. Also, some sweaters will sell, even if damaged, to crafters that either take them apart, unravel them, use the fabric for something else, or cut them up into pieces and use them as quilting squares or whatever they use them to make other items with, like scarves, baby items, that type of thing. So even if they're damaged, sometimes they can sell well. Okay, here are some of my recent sales of sweaters. Today is May 31st, so this is to show you that they do sell when it's warm weather. This is a Christmas sweater that sold for $14.97. 100% cashmere sweater went for $19.97 in May. Another 100% cashmere sweater sold on May 1st for $19.97. Another 100% cashmere sweater, 1997. Another one, 1997, and another one, 100% cashmere, 1997. Now, these are all used that we paid between $3 and $5 for at Goodwill stores. This is on my daughter's account. Her sales from March through May. This is an Erin Crafts, which is an Irish type sweater, sold for $69.97. 100% cashmere, $19.97. You can see that still cashmere. This is a merino wool that went for $25.97, and another cashmere. So sweaters are good sellers. This is also on my daughter's account. Most of these are cashmere, going for $19.97. Another one of these Erin Crafts Irish sweaters. It's merino wool, it's not cashmere, but it went for $69.97. Argyle sweaters do well, and then more cashmere. So, the summary: sweaters, hot picks, look for 100% cashmere. Fisherman sweaters, they're thick. You can do a Google search on what they are. Those sell very well. Dale of Norway ski sweaters. These are usually cardigans that have the pewter clasps on the front. Some of those can go for $200 used. And alpaca and camel hair also do well, so look for those. Okay, the next of the top 5 items is t-shirts. And I want to give my disclaimer that I am not a t-shirt expert. There are people who are, but I just know the general thing to look for that I can sell pretty quickly and make a decent profit on. Again, these sell year-round, especially if you are shipping internationally. We sell about 1/3 of our clothing internationally, so that is definitely something you want to look into doing if you're not already. Again, easy to ship. People collect these. So some of the ones I'm going to show you, that's why they're buying them, is they have these t-shirt collections. And also people give them as sincere or gag gifts. I know in our family we're always buying each other t-shirts with something crazy written on it, so that can just be the fun part of it. And here are some recent sales on our accounts. These are between both my account and my daughter's account, but I'm still helping her learn what to buy, so I'm showing you that. Life is Good. This one went for $14.97. This one was just a cotton t-shirt that said CrossFit Addiction, because that's a huge thing where we live, is this CrossFit exercise activity. So that went for $19.97. Lucky brand, that's one we always look for, went for $14.97. Another Lucky, $14.97. And this was an Under Armour women's, went for $7.25. Now t-shirts are usually cheaper than other clothing. They can be anywhere between 50 cents and $4. So this one here I think we got for 50 cents. So you can see that's a pretty consistent seller there. Here's some more. These are Michael Kors. That's more of a designer brand, but they still sell well. Here's a Chico's t-shirt. This was a Dr. Seuss t-shirt. Another Lucky, another Michael Kors, and another Michael Kors. So those were pretty consistent sellers for us. So the brands you want to look for while you're learning this, just to give you a head start: Life is Good, Lucky brand, any Hard Rock Cafe. People really collect these, so whenever we find these, they sell pretty fast and for between $15 and $20. Harley Davidson, and anything made out of organic cotton. That seems to do well if you put it in the title. For the environmentally conscious people, they like that. So that's the t-shirt category. Okay, the next of the top 5 is athletic wear. And this is a huge category, so there's no way I could even cover it in a video. So I'm just going to give you the high points here. Again, this is easy to ship. Most of it's really lightweight. You've got a lot of sports out there people are buying apparel for: running, CrossFit, yoga, tennis, swimming, golf, skiing, football, basketball, baseball. So huge variety of what you can choose from. And a lot of this stuff is really expensive new. I know I go to buy yoga apparel at the finer stores, and some of these pieces are $60 or $70 new, which is why I look for them at Goodwill because they're like $4 there. So this is a great category with a good sell-through rate on items you can easily find in thrift stores. Okay, so here are some of our recent sales. This was a Patagonia women's top. It was like a base layer, $19.97. This was an REI boys jacket, and that was like $1. It was really cheap, and it went for $19.97. Zenergy by Chico's, that's their semi-athletic line. This was just a t-shirt, I think, a hooded t-shirt, $14.97. Nike Dry Fit Kids tennis skirt, $14.97. And then here's a yoga top that went for $19.97. Under Armour Heat Gear top, $14.97. A Columbia jacket went for $36.97. Lululemon, which is a higher end yoga brand, went for $49.97. And then a Nike top here for $15.50. So that's just a quick snapshot of what we've done, just a few of our items that have sold in the athletic department. The hot picks for athletic wear is Nike, Under Armour, performance fabrics, things that wick sweat away or very lightweight or insulating. Those do really well. Women's tops that have the built-in bras, either like running tops, yoga, tennis, that have that shelf bra, those seem to do better than items that don't have it. And then your cold weather items and base layers also do well all year long. So again, this is a huge category. Please don't buy every Nike thing you see or every Under Armour thing you see. Do your research first. This is just to give you a heads up on what to look for when you get started. Another item in the top 5 is toys. There's always toys in thrift stores, so you can take a look in that department. I'm also going to give you my disclaimer that I don't do a whole lot of toys on eBay, simply because I don't like shipping those things. So most of mine go on Amazon, and that's okay if you're not doing Amazon yet. There's still a lot you can do with them on eBay, but just keep that in mind that I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing some tips to get you started. I always look at things that are easy to ship, which is going to be your plush or some baby toys, little small things that are easy to ship. Puzzles new in the shrink wrap. Those do really well, and those are pretty easy to ship. Plush, or the stuffed animals, is pretty easy to clean. You can just put that in a pillowcase and wash it in your washing machine, and then set them out on a table to air dry. So if something's dirty and it only costs 50 cents, but it looks like it's a good seller, that's an easy way to clean it and try to sell it. And you can sell board game parts separately if it's not a complete set. So do your research on that. Some things like Monopoly pieces or Scrabble tiles will sell well even if they're not with the whole game, because people doing crafts will use those items to make their craft projects. So here's a few sales we've had. This is a Disney plush thumper. I think he was 25 cents, so that was a decent little profit there. Easy to ship too. This is a Superman My Buddy 36-inch deal. He's really huge, and I found Batman a couple times and this Superman, and that usually sells for between $20 and $30. That I am willing to ship even though it's big, because that's a good flip. And then here is a Scrabble limited edition game that was actually $5 at a church rummage sale, but we sold it for $34.97. So that was a good flip too. Now this puzzle we found for $1, and it sold on Amazon for $25. So this is why I definitely send games and puzzles to Amazon most of the time, because you can get so much more money for them there. And the next item is another puzzle that was $3. This was brand new in the shrink wrap, and it was $3 at Goodwill, and it sold also for $25. So that was just a few days ago. So if you're not into Amazon doing toys yet, you may want to consider learning about that before it gets too close to the next holiday season, because you can really make good money on Amazon doing toys, much better than on eBay. Okay, so my hot picks for toys are Disney plush. Again, this is a huge category. There's no way I could tell you everything in a video. So just do your research on that, but Disney's the ones you want to look for when you get started. Or the plush related to a TV or movie character. If it's anything current, a movie's coming out about it, pay attention to that in the thrift store and look those up. Puzzles or games new in the package. Be careful with electronics. Make sure it works and has all the parts. The electronics section on eBay is a really high return category, so just be careful with that and make sure everything is there that the customer is going to need. And again, a lot of these toys can be sold on Amazon, so you may want to put that into your 6-month plan for this year to learn to sell on Amazon if you haven't done that yet. Okay, and the last thing in my top 5 items to look for at a thrift store is anything new with tag or new in the package. These are your eBay acronyms up here. But always look it up first. Just because it's brand new doesn't mean it's going to sell immediately or at all, or that you'll make a profit. But just keep your eyes out for things that are new with the tag or new in the package and check those out. Again, a lot of these items that are new can be sold on Amazon. Certain categories require approval, like you can't sell clothing on Amazon without being approved first, but a lot of the other things fall in categories that you can sell in as a new seller. So, you can be doing shopping for Amazon as well as for eBay when you're at the thrift store. Okay, here are some of my recent sales. This Banana Republic dress that had a $99 tag on it sold for $49.97. This lot of cassette tapes, new in the package, they were actually free at a estate sale, but I have bought them in the thrift store before, and they're usually really cheap, and they sell quite well. So these went for $29.97. This lotion I got at a garage sale. It was $25, and it sold for $154.97 because it is very hard to find. But I do see health and beauty products in the thrift store all the time, so I could have found it there. I just found this particular one at a garage sale. Callaway women's golf gloves went for $12.50. Those were $1 at Goodwill. This Hallmark picture frame, brand new in the package, I think it was $2, went for $12.50. And then an Eileen Fisher top was $4, and that went for $19.97. A few things to consider with items new in the package. Avoid printer cartridges. These can be dried up, or the customer can say they're dried up. You're never going to know. That's happened to me 3 times, and I just quit doing them for that reason, because you don't know how old they are. Also, avoid food products or anything for human consumption. You just don't know the history of the item and where it's been, and that could be a bad situation if something's been tampered with. So just don't sell those if you don't know the history of the item. And also, if an item is new with the tag or new in the package, doesn't mean it's in perfect condition. So check it over for any flaws or defects. That might be why they donated it to the thrift store, was because there's something wrong with it. So check that out. Okay, so hopefully these top 5 items have given you a head start so you can get busy learning about thrifting. If you want to know more about thrifting for eBay, you can check out my ebook. It's an instant download that has 40 items commonly found in thrift stores. You can learn about profitable items, just like in this video, that other sellers are overlooking. Get away from the handbags and all the designer items that could be counterfeit, and focus on things that are real, that actually sell, that other people are overlooking. This is an instant download, and the link is here on the screen or in the description below the video. And if you're really trying to take your business to the next level or develop an eBay business as your full-time income, you may want some private thrifting instruction. I offer workshops in Atlanta, Georgia. You get 3 hours of private hands-on instruction for only $300. I give you my personal insights, things I don't share online. I do save things for my paying clients. I will help you select inventory during this time, and it's usually enough to pay for the entire workshop. So contact me today at ebaycoach@yahoo.com to find out more about a thrifting workshop or to schedule your appointment. I hope you found this video helpful, and subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button over here. There are many more coming. Thanks for watching and have a great day online.